My boyfriend fell in love with someone else, and I couldn't be happier. It started the day I introduced him to my daughter, Eva. I don't usually bring men into her life. She's 6, autistic, and doesn't do well with new people. Change isn't just uncomfortable for her. It's terrifying. When she was 4, I brought a date to the park. Eva clung to my leg and cried for an hour. After that, I promised myself I wouldn't bring another man around unless I truly believed he might stay. Then I met Mason. He was different from the start, patient, observant, quiet, but not cold. On our 4th date, I told him about Eva, her sensory issues, her meltdowns, her fear of strangers. I told him she didn't speak much yet and that she sometimes got overwhelmed just by someone standing too close. He didn't flinch, he just nodded and said, "What makes her feel safe?" We waited 2 months before I introduced them. It was a short meeting at the zoo, public space, no pressure. I packed her favorite snacks, her noise-canceling headphones, and Mason stayed 5 steps back the entire time unless Eva approached first. She didn't. She ignored him, clung to my hand the whole time, and had a mini meltdown when the giraffe feeder got too loud. Mason didn't push, didn't try to win her over with silly voices or jokes. Just followed our lead, stayed calm, and when Eva covered her ears and sat on the ground, he quietly sat on the ground too. Far enough not to crowd her, but close enough that she wasn't alone. That night, Eva signed one word I hadn't seen in months. Safe. It took time. Weeks passed, and Mason never pushed for more time with her. But he'd text me things like, "Does Eva like apple slices with cinnamon or plain?" Or, "What's her favorite cartoon character again?" He wasn't asking so he could buy her stuff. He just wanted to understand her world. One night, I came home from work exhausted. Eva had been having a rough week, sleepless nights, back-to-back tantrums, barely eating. I walked in expecting chaos, but found Eva sitting next to Mason, quietly coloring. She had given him one of her markers. That might not sound like much, but for a child who flinched at touch and barely let me into her world some days, handing Mason a marker was like shouting, "I trust you," with fireworks. And then came the turning point. Eva had a birthday party meltdown. I'd invited 2 kids from her special ed class. She was doing okay until the candles came out. She screamed, covered her ears, and knocked the cake onto the floor. Parents started murmuring. I saw one mom roll her eyes. I wanted to cry. Mason stood up, picked up a toy microphone from the gift pile, and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we're switching gears. Welcome to Eva's dance party." He played Baby Shark on his phone and started doing the dumbest, goofiest dance I've ever seen. Everyone stared. Then Eva started to giggle. He made a total fool of himself for her, and she loved it. After that, something shifted. She'd look for him when the doorbell rang, bring him toys, sit next to him during dinner instead of on her sensory swing, and one night, when she had a nightmare and wandered into the hallway crying, she went to his side of the bed, not mine. Mason scooped her up without hesitation, sat on the couch with her under a blanket, and just rocked her back and forth, whispering, "You're safe, I've got you, you're okay." I watched from the hallway, trying not to sob loud enough to wake them. That's when I knew. He wasn't just falling in love with me, he was falling in love with her too. Not in a performative Instagram dad way, not for brownie points or to impress me. He fell in love with her routines, her quirks, her quiet. He cheered when she made eye contact for more than 3 seconds. He built her a weighted stuffed animal by hand because she refused all the ones we bought online. He memorized her therapy schedule, adjusted his own work hours, and even learned a few words of her communication app so he could speak her language. People talk about red flags, but Mason, he was all green. All gentle, steady, unconditional green. So yeah, my boyfriend fell in love with someone else, and I couldn't be happier, because that someone was my daughter. And now, we're a family.